All right, ready to explore Bogota? Today we're doing a deep dive into Colombia's capital city.
We've got lots to cover.
Yeah, we've got a snippet from FlightNHotels.com.
And a detailed travel guide.
So think history, culture, and stunning mountain views.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
One thing that's really interesting about Bogota is its elevation.
Okay.
It's one of the highest capital cities in the world,
Oh.
way up in the Andes. So you might need some time to adjust when you first arrive.
Oh, that's a good point. So first things first, how do we even get there?
Well, Bogota's El Dorado International Airport.
EOG.
EOG. It's a major hub. So you'll have a ton of flight options.
Okay.
And that's where FlightNHotels.com is super helpful.
Yeah.
It lets you compare prices from different airlines so you can snag the best
I
deal.
love a good deal.
Plus, they handle hotels and tours, too.
Oh, wow.
A one-stop shop for planning.
Perfect. So, speaking of hotels, let's talk about where to stay in Bogota.
Yeah.
Our travel guide recommends a few different neighborhoods depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah. So, what are our options?
Well, if you're after nightlife and that upscale vibe, Zona Rosa is the place to be.
Oh, fancy.
Trendy restaurants, swanky bars, luxurious hotels.
That sounds fun.
It's definitely the place to see and be seen.
See and be seen, okay. What if you're looking for something a bit more like boutique?
Yeah, Chapinero might be more your style then.
Okay.
It has that cool bohemian vibe, charming guest houses, independent shops, tucked away on cobblestone streets.
Love that.
Uh-huh.
But I can't imagine going to Bogota without experiencing its history.
Right.
That's where La Candelaria comes in.
Absolutely. La Candelaria is the heart of Bogota's historic district.
Okay.
It's like taking a step back in time with colonial architecture, colorful buildings, and bustling plazas.
The guide specifically calls out Plaza de Bolivar?
Yes.
Is that the main square?
It is. And it's surrounded by some of Bogota's most important buildings. You've got the Palace of Justice, the National Capitol, the Primada Cathedral, and even the mayor's office all right there. Wow, so much history in one place. Speaking of history, we have to talk about the Gold Museum.
Oh.
Or, as they say in Spanish, Museo del Oro.
Oh, you can't miss that.
Yeah.
It houses the largest collection of pre-Hispanic gold artifacts in the world.
Wow.
Imagine seeing these intricate pieces, some over 2,000 years old, crafted by civilizations that thrived long before the Spanish conquest.
Now, I'm not a huge history buff, but even I'm intrigued by that. While we're in La Candelaria, there's another museum the guide recommends, the Botero Museum.
Yes.
Those sculptures are pretty distinctive, right?
Yeah, Fernando Botero, a Colombian artist, is known for his, well, let's say, voluptuous figures.
Voluptuous.
His work often uses exaggerated proportions to depict people, animals, even everyday objects. It's definitely a unique style that sparks a lot of conversation.
Okay, so I'm adding those to the list. Now, the guide also raves about a spot called Monserrate.
Right.
It's a mountain overlooking the city.
Yeah, imagine standing on a mountaintop over 10,000 feet above sea level with a panoramic view of Bogotá stretching out before you.
Oh, wow.
It's especially breathtaking at sunset.
That sounds incredible, but how do you even get up there?
You've got options. There's a cable car, a funicular, or if you're feeling adventurous and the altitude doesn't scare you, you can hike to the top.
Hike it. Okay.
It's a pretty challenging hike, but those views are definitely worth the effort.
Worth the effort. Okay, so far we've got history, stunning views. What else does Bogota have in store?
Well, if you're looking for a different kind of neighborhood vibe, Usaquén is a must-visit.
Okay.
It has that charming, bohemian atmosphere with cobblestone streets and colonial houses that have been transformed into trendy boutiques, art galleries, and cafes.
Oh, I love that. And the guide mentions something about a flea market.
Yes. On Sundays, Usaquén hosts a fantastic flea market.
Okay.
You can find unique handcrafted souvenirs, local art, antiques, and delicious street food. It's a great place to soak up the local culture and maybe pick up some one-of-a-kind treasures.
Sounds like a perfect Sunday activity. Now, I know Bogota is a bustling city, but I need a bit of nature in my life too. Is there anywhere to escape the urban jungle?
Absolutely. Simón Bolivar Park is like a green oasis right in the heart of the city.
Oh, nice.
It's one of the largest urban parks in Latin America, with lakes, gardens, walking paths, even a concert venue.
Okay, I'm picturing a picnic lunch surrounded by all that greenery.
Yeah.
Sounds idyllic. Now, one last spot we have to talk about, the Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá.
Yes.
It's a cathedral built inside a salt mine. Seriously?
Seriously, it's about an hour outside of Bogotá, and it's completely underground.
Wow.
Imagine walking through tunnels carved out of salt, leading to a vast cathedral with towering arches and intricate sculptures, all illuminated by soft, colorful lights.
That's beautiful.
It's truly an awe-inspiring sight and a testament to human ingenuity.
Okay. We've covered some incredible sites, but what about Bogotá's culture scene? I'm dying to hear about that.
Well, Bogotá has a vibrant street art scene that's really worth exploring. You can take a guided tour to discover hidden murals tucked away in different neighborhoods.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah,
It's like art meets history meets urban exploration.
exact.
What else is on the cultural menu?
Let's talk coffee.
Okay.
Colombia is renowned for its coffee,
Right.
and Bogotá is no exception. You'll find cozy cafes on practically every corner, each with their own unique character.
Now we can't just drink coffee. We have to eat too. What are some must-try dishes in Bogotá?
Get ready for some deliciousness.
Mm-hmm.
First up, ajiaco.
Ayako, okay.
It's a hearty chicken and potato soup that's perfect for those chilly Bogotá evenings.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's often served with corn, capers, and a dollop of cream.
Oh, yum.
Pure comfort food.
What else?
Well, you can't talk about Colombian food without mentioning empanadas. These little pockets of goodness can be filled with meat, cheese, vegetables, you name it.
Oh, I love a good empanada. Are they usually fried or baked?
You'll find both in Bogotá, and they're equally delicious. And one more dish you have to try, arepas. They're like thick corn cakes that can be either sweet or savory.
Okay, now I'm really hungry. So where should we go to experience all this amazing food?
Well, for a truly authentic and immersive experience, I recommend checking out Polocomel Market. It's a huge, bustling marketplace with vendors selling everything from fresh produce and exotic fruits to spices, coffee beans, and of course, delicious street food. It's a feast for the senses.
All right, that wraps up part 1 of our Bogotá deep dive. We've covered a lot, but there's still so much more to explore. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve even deeper into this fascinating city's culture, festivals, and this breathtaking mountain views.
Welcome back to our Bogotá adventure. We've already covered some must-see sites and delicious eats,
Right.
but I'm ready to dive deeper into the city's cultural scene.
Well, prepare to be impressed. Bogotá is a city that truly embraces art and creativity. It's not just about the museums and street art, although those are fantastic. You'll find art and performance woven into the fabric of the city itself. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Let's start with theater. Bogotá has a thriving theater scene, with venues ranging from grand, historic theaters to intimate experimental spaces. You can catch everything from classic plays to cutting-edge performances.
Wow, so I could see a Shakespearean tragedy one night and then something totally avant-garde the next.
Exactly. And what's cool is that Bogotá's theater scene often reflects the city's history and social issues, giving you a deeper understanding of Colombian culture.
That's what I love about travel, experiencing a place through its art. The guide also mentioned some pretty big festivals in Bogotá.
Oh yes, Bogotá loves a good festival. If you're a film buff, you might want to time your trip to coincide with the Bogotá International Film Festival. It's a major event that draws filmmakers and film enthusiasts from all over the world.
So I might actually bump into a famous director, or at least catch a sneak peek at some incredible films before they hit the big screen.
You never know who you might meet. And if theater is more your thing, there's the Ibero-American Theater Festival. It showcases theatrical productions from across Latin America and Spain, representing a wide range of styles and genres.
It sounds like a fantastic way to experience the diversity of Latin American culture. Okay, we've covered art, theater, festivals. What else makes Bogotá's cultural scene so special?
Well, remember those incredible Andes Mountains? They're not just a stunning backdrop. They actually influence the city's culture. The people of Bogotá have a strong connection to the natural world, and you'll see that reflected in everything from their art to their cuisine.
Speaking of cuisine, in the last part we touched on some must-try dishes, but I have a feeling there's a whole world of culinary adventures waiting for us in Bogotá.
You are absolutely right. Bogotá is a true foodie paradise. Its diverse culinary scene draws influences from all over the world, blending indigenous Colombian flavors with European, Asian, and even Middle Eastern influences. You can find everything from traditional Colombian dishes to cutting-edge fusion cuisine.
So I could start my day with a classic Colombian breakfast, grab a delicious banh mi for lunch, and finish with a gourmet meal at a trendy rooftop restaurant overlooking the city.
Exactly. And let's not forget the street food scenes. Bogotá's street food scene is a vibrant mix of flavors and aromas. from empanadas and arepas to fresh fruit juices and exotic snacks. It's the perfect way to get a taste of the city's soul.
I'm making a mental note to pack my stretchy pants for this trip. Okay, we've covered the sights, the culture, the food. But what about the people? What are the Bogotanos like?
From my experience, the people of Bogotá are warm, welcoming, and incredibly proud of their city. They have a zest for life that's contagious. You'll find that they're happy to chat, share their stories, and help you navigate their city.
That's one of the things I love about traveling, connecting with locals and experiencing a place through their eyes. Now, before we move on, I have to go back to those stunning mountain views. The guide mentions that there are a few different viewpoints besides Monserrate, right?
You're right. If you're up for a bit of a challenge and want to escape the crowds, you can hike to the top of Guadalupe Hill. It offers panoramic views of the city and the surrounding mountains. There's even a statue of the Virgin of Guadalupe at the summit, making it a popular pilgrimage site.
Wow. A hike with a view and a bit of spirituality, that sounds amazing. What other hidden gems does Bogotá have in store?
Well, if you're interested in exploring Bogotá's history beyond the museums, you might enjoy a walking tour of the city's historic cemeteries.
Cemeteries? That's not exactly what I had in mind.
Trust me, it's fascinating. Bogotá's cemeteries are like outdoor museums, filled with elaborate tombs and mausoleums that reflect the city's rich architectural heritage. They're also peaceful oases in the midst of the bustling city. You can learn about some of Bogotá's most influential figures and admire the artistry of the sculptures and monuments.
Okay, you've convinced me cemeteries are officially on the itinerary. Now, I know we've talked a lot about the beauty of Bogotá, but what about the practical side of things? The guide mentions that Bogotá can be a bit overwhelming, especially for first-time visitors.
That's true. It's a large, sprawling city with a lot going on, but don't let that intimidate you. With a little planning and an adventurous spirit, you'll navigate Bogotá like a pro.
Any tips for navigating the city and making the most of our time there?
Definitely fine. First, embrace the public transportation system. Bogotá has an extensive network of buses and a modern rapid transit system called the Transmilenio. It's an affordable and efficient way to get around, and it gives you a glimpse into the daily lives of the locals.
That's a great tip. I always find that public transportation is one of the best ways to get a feel for a city's rhythm. What else should we keep in mind?
Well, Bogotá is a city of contrasts. You'll find trendy neighborhoods alongside more traditional areas, upscale restaurants next to bustling street food stalls. Embrace the diversity and explore different facets of the city.
I love that idea. It's all about experiencing the full spectrum of what Bogotá has to offer. Any final words of wisdom before we wrap up part 2?
Remember that Bogotá is a city best explored on foot. Get lost in its charming neighborhoods, wander through its vibrant markets, and stumble upon hidden gems that you won't find in any guidebook. It's all about embracing the unexpected and allowing the city to surprise you.
I can't wait. And for all those listening, stay tuned for part 3, where we'll wrap up our deep dive and share some final tips to help you plan your ultimate Bogotá adventure.
Welcome back to our final dive into Bogotá. It's been quite a journey, right?
It has. We've hiked mountains, wandered through those historic streets.
Explore a salt cathedral, all without leaving our seats.
Exactly. But remember, this whole deep dive is about equipping you for the real deal.
Yeah. We've given you a taste of what Bogotá has to offer. Now it's your turn to go experience it firsthand.
And that's where FlightNHotels.com comes in. Remember we talked about those incredible flight deals?
Yeah.
Well, they can also help you find the perfect hotel. They can book tours.
Oh, nice.
And even help you plan out your itinerary.
Talk about a travel companion. Truly. But before you jump on Flight Hotels and start booking, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned.
Okay, final recap. Bogotá is a city of contrasts, right?
Yeah.
Colonial charm blends seamlessly with modern vibrancy.
Mm-hmm.
You can wander through historic squares 1 minute.
Right.
And stumble upon a hidden street art masterpiece the next.
Exactly. And it's not just about the sights. Bogotá pulsates with creative energy. We talked about that thriving theater scene, the festivals, even the influence of those Andes Mountains on the city's culture.
And of course, the food.
Yeah.
Hearty soups, savory empanadas, and versatile arepas. I'm getting hungry just thinking about them.
Bogotá truly is a feast for the senses. But beyond the sights, sounds, and flavors, it's the people that make the city so special.
Oh, that is so true. Their warmth.
Their hospitality.
Their passion for their city.
That's contagious.
So as you start planning your Bogotá adventure, remember this. Go with an open mind, a curious spirit, and a willingness to embrace the unexpected.
Yeah.
Because that's where the real magic lies. Yes.
In those serendipitous moments, those chance encounters, those experiences that stay with you long after you've returned home.
Exactly. Allow yourself to get lost in the city's rhythm. Explore beyond the typical tourist spots. Connect with the people. You might just find that Bogota captures your heart, too.
Ah, so what are you waiting for? Start planning your Bogota journey today. Use the insights we've shared. Head over to FlightNHotels.com to make it all happen. And get ready for an unforgettable adventure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep diving deep into the world around you.
See ya.